Hey guys, Jeff Dager here. Welcome back to the channel. We got some new stuff coming. You know, Cole and I just got back from Iowa. It was brutally cold. We took it down to the wire, as I seem to do a lot. But you know, this story actually doesn't start right here. It literally starts 2 years ago. It starts back in 2020 in January, where Cole and I were up here on this farm. It's a farm that my good friend Jimmy Ken owns. It's where I chased the squincher buck. Had a 200-inch type deer there to go after, and that's where we're going back to. But 2020 we were there, and we had 1 day of hunting, and we're going into the second hunt, and I get a phone call, and it's one phone call that you never want to get.
You're 10-7? Station 5, dispatch. Pockets of fire all around. 3-4, you're 10-7? 3-4, you're 10-7?
I remember being in Iowa and they FaceTiming me and showing me that the office was on fire, the video, and all I could think of is, first of all, just make sure everyone was safe, and they told me that, but then I just started thinking about all our memories, all those big bucks that we had mounted in there, and long story short, there were so many people in our community in Lincoln County here that came together to go rescue, not someone per se, but they went and rescued our bucks. They rescued all of our footage. I remember firemen telling me there was 500 degrees and they were going there. They knew that we had such precious footage that would have been memories for us, and they went in there and risked their lives and they got that footage out. I never would have asked them to do it, but they did it. And you know, it's something that I'll never forget, something I can't repay the people that did that for us. Well guys, I don't even know if you know, but we last night we got a call right after we sat, and found out the office was on fire. So with 2 sets in Iowa, $600 and some tag, and something that I sure enough wanted to do, we made the decision we can't stay and hunt. The office was on fire. They didn't know what was going on. So anyway, there's been a little time lapse here. 10 hours went by since this morning, and we're just pulling into the office to see what all's happened. Anyway, this place that we built, this is where BuckVentures has been for a long, long time. And so anyway, we're fixing to see the damage. You know, to walk in your place and smell that smell, and to have black stuff everywhere and charred stuff everywhere. I remember going into Cole's, you know, Cole lived there, and I remember going up there and his clothes and just everything that was gone, and where he had spent so much time. I remember going into the studio and seeing what that looked like. You know, seeing our bucks that survived, but they had black all over them, and not even knowing how really it started. I mean, it said it might have been a plug-in, but you know, it's just so surreal when you're a part of it. Like I said, the smell you can never get away from, and it's even like sometimes you'd grab and go, oh man, this was saved, but it smelled so bad you could never get the smell out of it. And you know, I'd never dealt with insurance like that, and so to deal with that, and you know, very thankful for Tyler Stepson and just him to be there for me, because I had no idea what was fixing to take place over the next, you know, whatever weeks or months. I was grateful. I was grateful for so many that cared and were there to help when I wasn't even there. I was grateful that God saved so much, and so much could have been lost that more than it was. So But again, like I said, just being there and seeing all that, and especially with the 10-hour drive, because you don't know what to expect when you get there. You're talking to as many people as you can, but definitely something that we come out all right on for sure. But I sure don't wish to have that happen to me again, and sure don't wish it on no one else, because it's definitely a process that you have to go through. The biggest thing I want to tell everybody is I want to say thank you so much for all the texts, the calls, everything that's going on. Thank you for everybody's involved. Thank you. But more than anything, it's just a bump. There's so many people that are going through rough things. This is, I mean, I just feel blessed. God has got this thing, and you know, I just see everybody that come together and helped, and that just, like I said, just humbles me that someone would help like that. So I just want to thank God, give God all the glory for everything being okay, and you know, it's just we're going to have to find another place to office for a while, and we got footage to shoot and that kind of stuff, but very thankful, feel blessed that we got footage, and you know, like I said, it's not there's a lot of sentimental stuff, but so much was saved, and just feel blessed. So again, thanks guys, and but just wanted to update you, and I guess now the work begins. Alright guys, it's January 1st. Happy New Year once again from Iowa, and a blizzard coming in here. Getting about 8 inches of snow right now. Wind blowing 20, 25 mile an hour. It's cold. We're gonna get up here and jump in a muddy blind over some standing soybeans. I don't know how good tonight's gonna be just because it's so windy, but this spot is jam up. This is the spot where I had a squincher and should have got him killed, but anyway, we'll see. We don't know nothing. We're just gonna go get in there and see what happens. You know, this year I fast forward and it was 2 years, you know, and Cole and I are heading back up there. We got that tag again, and we're going to the same farm. And you know, I had that in my mind. I remember driving up there thinking, golly, you know, last time this happened, you know, the office burned up. But so as we went into this hunt, you know, one thing that I was just telling myself, I mean, first of all, know this, Iowa, I truly believe if someone asked me, you know, the top 5 states in the world, deer hunting wise, big bucks, I would definitely have Iowa in there, probably top 2 probably. But for whatever reason, Iowa has not been great to me. I shot a 172-inch deer years ago in negative 20-degree weather. And other than that, I just haven't done a whole lot in Iowa. Shot a few bucks with my bow, nothing great big. You know, always had fun there and always respected Iowa, but this year, I just told myself I'm not going to a magic place. We're going to Iowa, and I'm going to see everything it has to offer. From the coldness that you get there late season to the snow on the ground, and then just all those deer yarded up, you know. So as we got going, the one thing is on this farm is we knew nothing. It was just a farm. It was a great farm. It had food on it. It had a few blinds on it, but other than that, we knew nothing. We were just gonna go hunt. We were gonna play it by ear. And you know, one thing I had in my mind is we were just gonna have to be careful. I mean, you know, the thing about late season, if you've hunted there at all, you know, if you spook one deer, you could spook 100. Well guys, we've made it to the blind. We're in a muddy blind. We are setting. It's really funny. The night that the fire started at our office when me and Cole were here, this is the set I was coming to that night. We didn't get to come to it because the office was on fire in Oklahoma, so we had to go home. So we've just picked up right where we left off. Fortunate for us, we have big time weather. It started out 23 degrees this morning, and it's down in the teens now. It's just plummeting all day long. Probably real feel is 0 right now. So
We're in a muddy blind, we got a heater. I'm not gonna lie, that's pretty nice. And we're on standing beans, which is, you just can't hardly beat standing beans. The only problem I don't like is it's windy. A lot of times in Iowa, these deer just don't like the wind at all. In northwest Oklahoma, this would be awesome. But anyway, it's cold. Deer may have to get up and eat. If not, they will tomorrow for sure. But we're going to sit tight. We're going to have a pretty close shot. We probably won't have a shot more than 60, 70 yards tonight, which is okay with me. I just hope he gets on the right side. We got beans all around. It could make a scramble. We'll do whatever. I just hope we see a good one. Just looking for something good and mature. You know, hopefully a 150, 160, 170 I would be fine with. But definitely something mature. Happy New Year.
You know, as we got going, we went to another blind, didn't see much of nothing. And I remember thinking to myself, you know, this is not going to be easy. I mean, we have no idea if the biggest shooter on this farm, if there was a shooter, if he's broke up, if he's done shed. We don't know anything. I mean, we're seeing a lot of does, but we're just thinking, and it's kind of fun at the same time, right? You don't have all those pictures. You just never know what's going to step out of the woods. And so as we go, I mean, basically we're not hunting mornings. We're getting up, doing our quiet time, eating breakfast, working out, and then we're going to the woods. And it's cold, but the excitement's there. I mean, because you just never know. As long as I knew if we put that wind in our face, you never know what might step out. As Cole and I went, I remember we were coming down to kind of the wire, and we both wanted to be in this one place. There was a spot where there were soybeans, and but it was real deep, and it was just like we just kind of made up our mind that, you know what, we're not going to have a good wind there. It's not going to work. So I was going to put all our eggs into this one blind, northwest wind, sneaking up, just doing our very best to get in this muddy blind without being found out about, and then just sitting there. I mean, we were going in the last night, I think it was like, I believe 0 with maybe -4, -5. I can't remember. With the wind chill, we were figuring probably -20-ish. And I just knew that, you know, tonight's the night. If there's a chance, we should have a good buck in front of us.
All right, guys, it is January 6th, and it's our coldest day yet. It's I think it's close to -20 real feel, and I have to attest to that, being outside and it getting in I couldn't even feel my hands. It's cold. We're sitting over about an acre of standing beans, in pretty tight. But deer are going to have to move tonight. The only problem we have is there's another area that's got standing beans that I'd really like to be at, but there's just no way to hunt it with this wind, and getting in there kind of the way that the blind set up in there just won't work. So we almost went back there, but I just kept going back to what I've always said is let the wind dictate where you're going to hunt. And I'm just afraid we'd get back there and the wind wouldn't be right. So this is pretty much our last hurrah tonight, maybe tomorrow, but right now it's plans. This is our last night, so maybe we'll get some last night magic here in Iowa. The old Paramount is ready. Got the Paramount CVA, and this is not the new one, and I have the new one, but I just really have liked this gun. We shot a 185-inch deer with it earlier this year. Man, it just shoots. It outshoots most rifles. So, you know, with that new Power Belt bullet, 45 caliber, it just shoots. I mean, it just shoots groups that are unreal out to 500 yards or better. So, we're going to be in tight tonight. Probably won't shoot over 75 yards, so I just hope we get a shot.
We sat there that night, and boy, sure enough, we had doe start just pouring out, and I was thinking, man, this could be good. You know, this could be good. We had a good wind, the old CVA in hand, ready to go, and so all the does are there, and you're thinking, okay, the big bucks are going to start stepping out. They're going to start stepping out, and all of a sudden, the does just look up, and this doe family leaves, and this doe family leaves, and this doe family's trickling out, and all of a sudden, with an hour and a half left, we have no deer left. I'm thinking, what is going on? And I started thinking, well, maybe this isn't the main destination field. I mean, it's standing soybeans, it's cold, but they all left. And I thought, as it went on that night, I was thinking, yeah, this is not going to work. It's over. It's just what it felt like. And I know Cole, I didn't want to say nothing, but I know he was thinking the same thing. And all of a sudden, with probably 20, 25 minutes of light left, I look up and I say, hey, there's a doe right here. And then Cole said, oh yeah, there's another one right there. And then all of a sudden I'm like, that doe looked that way, there's something coming from this way. And it was just all of a sudden, and Cole's like, oh, there's a buck right here. And then we're like, oh, how big's he? He's not that big. Okay, here he comes. And then it just kept on, and these does are looking back to the right, and I'm thinking, man, this is a big buck coming right here. So I can't see, and then all of a sudden Cole says, Jeff, right here. And I said, is this shooter? He goes, I think it might be. And I look, and all of a sudden there's two bucks fighting, and I said, dude, that's a 4-year-old, I believe, and he looks pretty good. Let's go ahead and take this deer.
Is it? Okay.
You know, as I'm kind of getting ready, we have this window open, but this one's not. And I kind of see through there, but I knew I probably needed it open. And all of a sudden the doe got right here, and she's 10 yards. And it's now quiet, you know how it gets, no wind, hardly nothing. And this buck is 30 yards, he needs to be shot, but she's right here and she's looking. All I could think is, I gotta get this done. I can't wait on her, she's gonna get me. So I take this window, actually I get my gun up kinda, take the safety off, I believe, right then, and I just get this, you know, trying to be as quiet as quickly as I can, and sure enough, ting! I hit the window on my gun, and I'm trying to get the window and hold it with my knee and come up, and well, when I come up, I got on him, the doe runs off, and I just knew it was a matter of time. Well, he's standing there looking at us.
You got him.
You know, the truth of the matter is, there wasn't one hesitation I had. I knew I could shoot this deer and drop him in his tracks at 30 yards with this CVA, and that's exactly what I did. Just put it right on his chest, and I let her eat. And he, to this day, still thinks he's alive.
I just prayed in the blind. All right, God, if you want me to kill a big buck, let's kill a big buck. If not, I will be happy to go home. But I just said, you know, if I kill him, it's all gonna be because of you, one way or the other. So I just thank you, Lord, so much for teaching me so much through hunting. Go. You were with me, weren't you? You didn't think it's gonna happen. It's like it fell off. But then all of a sudden, they just started coming out of the woodwork right here. I don't know how big a buck that was, but it looked at least 4. And like I said, last night, 0 temp, probably negative 20 degrees. Our heater just went out. I was afraid if I let him turn, he was gonna bound off. Oh man. I ain't gonna joke, I ain't lying. Iowa has had my number for a while. Last time we were here, the office burnt down. So we did get some redemption here. And again, I'm just thankful. I don't know how big he is, but I know one thing. The new Magellan Pro kept me warm all week, and I ain't joking. This stuff is unbelievable. It's cold, guys. It's cold. Big buck down right there, buddy. Thank you, Lord. It is cold. I mean cold. I'm gonna tell you guys, that was just an unbelievable set. We were in here for about 4.5 hours, and this is actually the field that I had Squincher in that time. We had standing cord in, but this is standing beans with a muddy blind and below temperature, below zero temperatures. That's what you get. And all along, that's what we were just knowing. We just had to hunt food, but we had to play the wind. I have no idea what we shot. I just know he's probably a 4-year-old, maybe a 5-year-old. I think he's 4, just looking. But last day, great buck. Let's go see what he is. Don't have much of a track job. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Great buck up here in Iowa. He comes right out of there, fought a little bit, trying to get that window open to get him shot. It's a great buck. Iowa is done. Moon's up. It's cold. The old muddy blind right there. Oh.
I got nothing to worry about when you're by my side.
All right, guys. Cold weather, negative probably, I don't know for sure 15, but probably more like negative 20 real feel tonight. An unbelievable hunt. We've been getting after it. It's been cold, you know, just learning this farm, and just didn't know where everything was. But tonight, with sub-cold temperatures like that, we got in here, set about 4.5 hours in the muddy blind you see behind me, and this buck walks out, and I'm just going to be perfectly honest. I didn't know what he was. I just knew that he was good. I knew if we were going to do something, we had to do it quick. The does were spooking. So anyway, a great buck, definitely is no older than 4, but I'm happy with him, guys. I'm happy that we got something done here in Iowa. I got to shoot the Paramount, and let me just tell you, we'll get this sucker mounted. We'll get him, you know, we're going to eat him 100%. I wish we could eat him his backstraps tonight, but man, just what a buck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on this side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on this side. A 7x7. He's got split brows. He's got this sticker over here, but he's just a cool buck, guys. Cool buck.
Boy, he's run down. I can feel his old backbone too. He's just been running. We're gonna get him tagged and get him in the pickup and get him gutted, get him taken care of, and get this heater running again because it's cold.
Truthfully, another just unbelievable time. The reflection, you know, as I look back to even the fire, how God always takes care of us. It seemed so bad at the time. And me and Cole, I remember that drive of 10 hours coming home and wondering what was going to be left. And now I look back on it and God just helped. No one was hurt. So much was saved. We got a new office built back. And God's always there. And now this year going into tough hunting in a sense, but the beauty of even the coldness, of the beauty of, it can't hardly feel your fingers, but to be able to experience that and to be out there and to chase such just the best creature in the world, a white-tailed deer. You know, right there 25 minutes before light in that situation, having to get that open and being able to shoot this deer, and then walking out in that cold, brisk air and feeling that deer and everything that goes with that. Let me just tell you, I mean, you can't beat it. I hope I never lose sight of that. What God gives me is looking back, is because it's something, as even if I sit in Cole's office here and look at these pictures right here beside me, you can just look at them and you go back just like that. You're just back in that moment. You're back in that feeling. And you know, if you haven't hunted, you probably don't even know what I'm talking about. But if you have, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So this year, to end in Iowa, a place that, again, hasn't been easy for me, and it wasn't easy this time, but to get it done up there, it's something I'll cherish for the rest of my life.